Perhaps the biggest thing to remember when you're missing the past is how God was present in that past. Perhaps the biggest thing when you're looking forward to the future is to remember that real success is following God step by step. It is Dick the Eagle here, and we are looking forward to the future of our journey together here on this channel. We've been through a journey together, and I've been missing it. I've been thinking about society expectations. I've been having a little bit of post-trail depression, thinking about where I had dreamed my life to be here at this moment. But when I look back into the past and miss the trail, I also think about how God was there on the trail when I met people, when I met all of you who gave me encouragement along the way. And God met me many places on the trail through the experiences that I had. And I have no reason to believe that that will not continue for the foreseeable future. I'm getting ready to announce in this video a little bit about the next adventure that I have in store for this channel and for all of us. But first, I want to note how God has provided for me and for us on this adventure that we just were on, by providing during the Appalachian Trail. As many of you all know, the trail costed a lot more than I budgeted. When I initially budgeted this trail, I estimated I'd be spending between $500 and $700 per month. Well, I ended up spending a lot more than I anticipated on gear because I made so many switch outs. I switched out my tent a few times, and even with donations, I ended up spending over $4,000 on gear. The initial gear purchases, gear expenses at Neil Gap, and purchases of new headlamps when my first headlamps were failing, purchases of a new tent eventually that I bought in Massachusetts but didn't get until New Hampshire. There was new shoes that he ended up buying, although there were some donated to me as well. But I kept track of all my expenses, and I spent $4,400 on gear since last November when I began my purchases. That included my whole hammock setup that I purchased, and my sleeping bag and my backpack and all of that. So that's pre-trail and during trail. As far as hostels and or hotels, I spent $1,600 overall on hostels and hotels. That is a lot more than I expected. I had one back-to-back night in hostel and hotel because I couldn't get Wi-Fi to upload videos. So I was spending a lot more money in order to get videos uploaded in hostels and hotels and such. And I was staying another one when I didn't get Wi-Fi that was good enough in the first one. So $1,600 on hostels and hotels. When I was going to be staying in them once per week, that was a lot more than expected. And resupply, I spent a lot less on resupply than I otherwise would have because people were mailing me resupply boxes. Thank you again to both Mark from Scouts and my uncle, Three-Pointer, and his wife, Rachel. That was a huge help, but in the end, I did still end up buying some food myself when I either took longer than expected or for whatever reason, I just wanted extra food, even though I maybe didn't need it. But I ended up spending pretty much exactly $1,000 on resupply and food and snacks. And I also spent about exactly $1,000 eating in restaurants in towns. Mailing packages back home, I spent $58.17. That was a total of 2, maybe 3 packages, at least 2. And backcountry permits, I spent $55 on. That's $40 for the Smoky Mountains and $15 for the Shenandoah National Park, for a total expense of $8,300 on the Appalachian Trail, which is a lot more than I anticipated. But as I said, God provides, and God provided through your donations and also through YouTube income when I got monetized. Thanks to you all following and watching almost every video. I got enough views and enough subscriptions that I was able to monetize in the middle of March, which was about 2 or 3 weeks into my journey. And YouTube income has given me $7,200 with both donations and YouTube income. So that means that I'm only out $1,100 for my hike. God provides. That's amazing. And I just wanted to note that glorious way that God provides when we might least expect it. I was not expecting to be monetized. But then when I was given the email and saw the opportunity, I was like, you know what? Might as well try it. And you guys following my journey gave me that much of a boost financially on the Thru hike. Now, of course, it's not all about finances. The focus of my hike all the time was on the journey itself and where I was at mentally, and reconnecting with God. And that has always been the focus. That was the focus then, and that will be the focus now as I move forward into what is next. But it's definitely a huge help when God provides the finances too, even when you're not looking for it. So as far as what's next, I know that I need what I need in this moment, because I've been getting a little bit sad that I'm not on trail right now, but I need to have a stable, well, at least somewhat of a stable job, and I believe that this is where God has called me to be in this moment. What I need to be doing right now is reminding myself of God's presence, especially when I get worn out and disappointed. And I've been getting worn out by the work that I'm doing, because it can be exhausting trying to figure out how to help students learn, especially when there's some attention deficits in place and behavior that we need to respond to. I feel like sometimes I need to talk more about behavior in school than the actual lesson, and it shouldn't be like that, and I get very discouraged by that. So in moments where I find myself discouraged, I really need to be coming to God to renew my spirit. And I'll admit it, I have not been going to church yet in Ashland, and I have not been going to church really since the Thru hike, since before, because of how disappointed I was about the church not allowing me to have a license in the church when I was a pastor. And it hurt me to go back to church. When I tried going back to the service, it just hurt me to see others in the spot where I really felt called to be, and I still believed I was called to that. Maybe that'll be a little different now, but I still haven't made that step. But I'm going to start by committing to include God into my daily life again. And when I was hiking, that was there already, because I was walking in God's creation. But now that I'm not, I need to be doing something different, and I think that you all can help me to stay committed to that. I need to get back into the discipline, the spiritual discipline of reading my Bible. I used to do that daily when I was a pastor and when I led Bible groups and things like that, but that was 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years ago now, when that job ended. And then I started my journey of exploring national parks and all that. So now I really need to get back into that and reconnect and stay connected to God and continue to seek the direction that God is calling me to. And I feel better about that than I may have seemed to you and seemed to myself in the last 2 videos, where I was just really sad that I wasn't on trail and just grieving that. So going to renew myself with reading scripture. There's always Bible. I could not find my Bible that I have written notes in. I don't know where that's packed away, since a lot of my things are still packed away, since I don't have a firm place to live. Everything got put in boxes when I moved out of my house at the parsonage with the church, and still tracking down exactly where all those things are. So I don't know where my big Bible with notes in it yet is. I was kind of looking for that today with this in mind, but I do have a Bible, so I can use it, and I can use it to reflect. And I would love to share some of those reflections with you all, maybe in a morning episode. So, may not record it in the morning, but I post it in the morning and just open up to a page. Maybe I'll start at the beginning. Maybe I'll feel led to open up somewhere else. I'll just open up to wherever God leads me to in that day and just share it with you all, just like I would open up with you all in a morning hike. So that is going to be the adventure to continue and take away this channel with for the foreseeable future. However, I also have a big travel announcement coming up, and yes, the channel will involve those travel plans as well. I will definitely vlog the upcoming adventure, the upcoming hike, and the upcoming adventure that I have planned. Stay tuned for that. If you haven't caught what that is yet, go look at my live, in the live feed. I did break the news there, but I know it's a really long video, but those who are present there know what it is. But this is long enough video already about what is upcoming, but there's exciting adventures upcoming, and I hope to take you all along with those, on those, for the ride. Thank you all for sticking with me. God bless you all. Remember to always embrace the journey, and happy trails.